Last time on the Xtreme Onechunk Ironman, we completed 99 farming and rolled the smithing chunk. Not just a smithing chunk, the Lovakite mine. This means I have to get 98 smithing with mostly only Lovakite bars. This is by far the longest skilling grind I will ever complete in RuneScape. So sit back, grab a snack and enjoy the progress. There's the first smithing level of the grind. We have officially started this monster grind. Let's enjoy these early levels. I'm going to make some bronze bars, get to level 15, and then we can switch to iron. Level 10 smithing. There we go, there's level 15. I can now use iron. I do have a lot of iron in the bank, so we're going to superheat it. That's my only way to make iron bars. And get enough bars for level 45 smithing, because that's the level I need for Lovakite ore. And I can only use a limited amount of nature runes. I will get into that later into the video. But I do need my nature runes for something really important. There is level 1750 total. We are going to get a lot of total levels during this grind because I started with 1 smithing. So we will get over 1800 total from the smithing grind. That is another world unlocked, which is probably going to be useful for things like Puro and popular areas with bots. Always nice to get those total level worlds. There we go, just got 35 smithing. I have around 1500 bars left to make, which should put us at level 45. And I'm going to make nails out of all my bars, because I can roll a construction grind in Piscarilius, which is repairing cranes. And that requires a lot of nails, which I will be able to buy, but making a few can't hurt. Having some in the bank in case I do end up getting that chunk. And there we go, level 45 smithing. That is the small part of this grind completed. Superheated some iron and that's it. I can now officially mine, smelt and smith Lovakite bars all the way to 98 smithing. That's gonna be a crazy grind. So let's make the first Lovakite bar on this account. There it is. And we will get a lot of collection log slots. That's 1 bar out of like 145,000 I have to make. And after mining the ores, I can simply use this furnace. All I have to do is click on smelt and it will automatically make the bars for me. Because the only thing you can smelt in this furnace is Lovakite bars. And as you can see, I can make 9 bars per inventory. And let's use it for the first time. There is the first collection log slot. I need to complete the full Chasing armor collection log. And there is the first collection log slot. The Chasing gloves number 1. I had no idea you can actually unlock the collection log slots this way. I always thought you had to kill the soldiers, but yeah, you can just smith it and that counts as a collection log slot. The more you know. Let's go and mine and smith a bunch of these bars. But before I'm going to do that, I'm going to eat a Factor meal. Factor is a meal delivery service that provides fresh, healthy and delicious meals directly to your doorstep. Factor cuts out stressful meal planning and extensive prepping, so meals come together in minutes, which takes the guesswork out of what you want to eat for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Factor even offers meals for those looking to do keto, low calorie or vegan and vegetarian lifestyles. And Factor helps you avoid fast food and ordering in with no nonsense delicious foods that are ready quickly. With Factor's chef prepared meals, you always know you're eating well, so you never have to opt for something that isn't good for you. Factor meals arrive pre-prepared and are ready to eat in 2 minutes or less. And their meal plans offer variety with a weekly rotating menu with 35 plus meal options and over 60 add-ons like smoothies, keto shakes and desserts. I care about healthy food but don't always want to cook. That's where Factor comes in. So get 50% off your first box and 20% off the next 4 boxes using my link. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone. And thank you to Factor for sponsoring this episode. There we go, there's another lock slot, Chasing boost number 1. Alright, we are a few days into the future. I mined around 4500 ores and made it all into bars to boost my smithing level a bit again. So let's use it all at pest control. This is the best place for me to smith because the anvil is very close to the bank. Let's get some gains. There we go, another collection log slot, Chasing helm number 1. And there is 51 smithing for 1775 total. Already got 50 levels in this video. We are speeding through the early levels. And there's another log slot as well, the first pair of legs. There we go, first Chasing body, another log slot. We just got 55 smithing. That means we can make another lock slot. The Chasing gloves number 2. Very nice. We've used up all the Lovakite bars. Let's go back to the mines and collect a bunch of ores again. And this is the main spot I'm using. It's not ideal. There are a lot less coal than Lovakite, but we'll get used to it. First mining level coming in, level 90 mining. First level since the shooting star grind. And for reference, the amount of ores I need during this grind will get me to 28 million mining XP. This is the biggest skilling grind I've ever done in a game, I think. This death chunk is no joke. Alright, so I've been testing a bit the last days, and I kind of figured out that I can do some tick manipulating. And it's actually a pretty good method, because I get double rolls on the ores. Essentially, I get a double chance to mine an ore every time I do this tick manipulation action. And I'm using a knife and a normal lock with the interface, which I believe is 4 ticks. And yeah, it is quite a bit faster. Unfortunately, I don't have a teak or mahogany lock, but yeah, this should still speed up this grind a lot, but obviously I have to put in a lot more effort. I think it's worth it though. I'll try and do this as much as I can, because I can collect ores much faster this way. Alright, I've done over a week of mining. I don't exactly remember, but we have supplies for 5,500 Lovakite bars again. And I will be superheating all of these ores. And after that, I will not be able to use nature runes anymore. I'm 4 chunks away from the monastery chunk, and if I get that, I need 99 prayer. And by far the fastest way for me to get that is using ensouled hats, and that requires nature runes. So after I superheat all of these bars, I have exactly enough nature runes left in my bank, plus a couple to spare to get 99 prayer with ensouled hats. So I'm definitely using the nature runes for prayer. I do lose a little bit of time on smithing, but the time save on prayer is crazy, so just gonna reserve them. And yeah, we've been mining like every day. I'm getting a bit more used to this spot, but yeah, it's not perfect. The only ores I'm mining are high level ores, so this is pretty tough. But I want to use up all these ores I've collected right now to boost my smithing levels. The higher my smithing level early on, the more XP I get from XP lamps. And they will definitely add up during this grind. My plan is to get around 70 smithing, so the lamps give 700 XP each. And at that point, I want to collect ores all the way to 98. I think it would be really cool to have a few 100,000 ores mined in the bank. That would be crazy. Being level 70, I think is high enough for the XP lamps to be worth it. I could technically use all the ores every day and get smithing levels weekly to slightly increase the XP I get from lamps. But honestly, I much rather prefer to get a huge stack of ores in the bank as my goal. I think that will be way more motivating for me to keep going and build the ore stack. And eventually have all the ores in the bank to just smelt all of them. That would be super... I think that would be really good. So let's get to work. Let's superheat all of these ores. Alright, took a few hours. We are done with the superheating. We got around 5 levels, I think, from the superheating. Pretty good. And there we go. That's the last bar. There's 5,500 Lovakite bars in the bank. I'm very excited to use these. That's definitely the fun part compared to the mining. It's time to get some big levels. There we go. First collection log slot. Boots number 2. There we go. There's the Shazin Helm 2 and the Shazin Legs 2. And this is what the collection log looks like. It's under Shazin armor. So this will slowly fill up during the grind. Looking nice. Just got 63 and that should give me another log slot. There's the second plate body. There we go. 65 smithing. We can now make the first gloves of the new tier. Gloves number 3 for another lock slot. There we go. Another level. 66. I think I can get maybe 2 more levels. So we're getting close. And there it is. 68 smithing. That is the level for mithril plate bodies. I was using some other smithing supplies in my bank and I figured out I can actually make mithril grapples now. I have the mithril bars, I can smith the grapples. I got the bolts, I got the feathers, the ropes. Yeah, there's some mithril grapples. Might come in handy in the future. Alright, here is another thing I have to make. The rune felling axe, which is a task on the chunk picker. I have the smithing level for that now. And there we go, that looks pretty good. That will be useful someday. You got some bonus XP using that. And that's everything smithing I can do for now. We ended up getting 68. It's time to go back to the mines. But this time we are going to mine until we have all the freaking ores. That's going to take a long time. We just got a third beginner clue with a step I can do. So let me explain what's going on here. I have a lot of clues on the floor, and what I'm doing is I am clue juggling during this mining grind. I want to complete as many clue scrolls as possible these next few months. You get clue scrolls for mining. It varies per tier. And what I'm gonna do is every time I get a step I can do, I will drop it into this pile. And if I get the max amount of one tier of clue scroll, I will do all of these steps and get guaranteed caskets. There's a bunch of videos and explanations on clue juggling, but basically the clue steps transition over from separate clue scrolls as long as you have all the steps on the floor. And the clue timers are 1 hour now. Even if you log out, the clues stay on the floor for an hour. I have to redrop them every hour. That's all I have to do. It's really easy to clue juggle nowadays. And I just got my 3rd beginner clue with a step I can do. There's 3 total beginner clue steps I have. And a beginner clue can only be 3 steps, for example. So this is a guaranteed casket. And there we go. That's the 1st step. 2nd step, it is a 3-step clue. And this should be a guaranteed casket. There we go. I've used all my beginner clues and I got my 1st casket on the account. That's very exciting. I'm going to stack all of these caskets during the mining grind. And once I finish the mining portion of this chunk, I will be opening all of the clue caskets. Should be a pretty big opening because I am getting clues pretty frequently. And there we go. We are back at the mine. We have a beginner clue and a hard clue on the floor. So we're just going to build that stack and clear up the clue scrolls as soon as I have enough steps of 1 tier. And this is what the bank looks like right now. Take a close look at it. I completed my 2nd beginner clue today. And I'm also collecting the Quizmaster boxes for the Still Baguette. We have supplies for around 2.5k Lovakite bars currently. And yeah, we are not going to stop until we have all the ores for 98. I need over 400,000 ores. I am, however, tracking all of the progress for the mining grind in the spreadsheet that I've made. I will be making some videos about this on my 2nd channel, I think, for the people interested. Maybe do like a weekly recap. But yeah, I track like all the stuff, like the ores I collect, how many hours I play, XP randoms, quiz messes and caskets. X, I will go into detail on that as well. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing like a weekly kind of progress recap. I think that could be kind of fun. Talk a bit about the spreadsheet. And yeah, we're gonna keep track of this throughout the whole grind. So it should be fun. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the early progress from this goal. I think I've covered most of the stuff about this goal. But if you have any more questions, leave them down below in the comments. Like the video as well, really helps support the channel. I need it. This is gonna be the worst skilling grind I've ever done. And subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Have a great day, everyone.